This is your opportunity if you have a funny story. And I remember you saying something about a go-kart, but that's all I remember.
Man, no, I think I already told the go-kart story about my mom. I'm trying to think of a PG. Funny story, because most of my stories involve some stuff.
Yeah, the rating may be a little too high. Huh?
The rating might be a little high. Man, I can tell an amazing. Well, this happened when I was 16 years old. Me and my buddy decided to go camping.
All right.
We decided to go camping, and we had got somebody to buy us some beer. So we had a 6-pack of Tall Boy Budweisers.
All right.
We had gone to Holly Recreation, and we had set up. My mom had a Skylark. We took a tarp, and we slammed it in the car doors and put sticks on the outside and put the picnic table underneath it.
Yeah.
We had a little...
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
2 girls walked by.
Just a half.
Cute as they wanted to be. We followed them down to the beach. Long story short, she was my girlfriend for 3 years.
Wow.
But we didn't come back to camp till late that night.
Okay.
And we had set up our tent next to this big mound of dirt that had some construction going on.
Oh, no.
So he gets out the beer. And no sooner than we click the beer, a cop walks around the corner.
No way.
Cop walks around the corner. He says, "Listen, you guys, put the beer on the table. I'll be right back."
Uh-oh.
And
Are you there with the girls at the
no, the girls are in their camp.
Oh,
They're at our camp. And I said, "Jeff, toss the beer."
Right.
He says, "No, man, we're caught. Let's just put it on the table. Deal with it." I said, "Dude, toss the beer." He said, "No, man, we're caught." I said, "Toss it." And he throws it over the hill, and we hear this, oof.
You did not.
Cop walks around the corner, dangling the 4 remaining beers, scratching his head. He says, "Who wants to fess up to tossing the beers?"
Out of all the places.
All the places. So now
So
the cop
what do you-
tells us we got to break down the camp.
Yeah.
We got to leave. We're kicked out.
Of course.
So now Jeff decides he's going to start this Coleman lantern that we have on the picnic table, right?
gosh.
That's where we're waiting for the cop. He's all right, well, we'll get some light.
Yeah.
He starts pumping this thing, and white smoke starts coming out of it.
Oh, there's good news.
And I say, "Jeff, don't light that." And he looks straight at me, and he says, "I won't." Click, flicks the bic. We are engulfed in flame. The flame comes out of the Coleman lantern, hits the roof of the little awning, and cascades around us. Split second, it was just like,
No kidding.
oh. I said, "Dude, you okay?" He said, "Yeah." And then the cop tapped him on the shoulder, and he freaked out.
Wow. No kidding.
We got all packed up. They called my dad. They called his parents. They had a hard time getting a hold of his parents because he gave them a fake ID and the right phone number. I'm like, dude, why would you do that?
If you're going to go all in, huh?
So my dad's coming. He's coming to get us.
Oh, no.
And we're following the cop out of the park.
Yeah.
And every car that passes us, he stops to see if it's my dad.
Yeah.
Not my dad, not my dad. He ends up catching these people in Lover's Lane, right?
Yeah.
So now there's a convoy. There's a cop, me, and these guys that he caught in Lover's Lane. We're headed to the ranger's office. And, of course, my dad passes, and the cop doesn't stop him. I have to stop him.
Yeah.
I stop my dad, and he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He backs up, and he says, "Where are you going?" And I said, "The officer told us to follow him."
Yeah.
And he looks at us and just starts laughing. We must have looked so pathetic.
Right.
Make a long story short, we go down to the police station, and the cop's explaining what happened. And the cop says that they're kicked out for the night. They can come back tomorrow. And my dad didn't understand that. You mean, I would say it's midnight now. So you're saying in 2 minutes they can come back.
Right.
He says, "Let me talk to you in your office." So he walks the cop into his office.
Yeah.
And we're sitting outside shooting the crap with the folks that got caught at Lover's Lane.
Yeah.
He gets frustrated waiting. 15 minutes. He goes in, comes back out. He says, "How'd it go?" He says, "Well, your father told me he'd be right with me. I said, oh, this is going to work out good. Yeah. And then the next thing you know, the cop comes out.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, listen, your father thinks it's a part of your growing up. And do you want to stay or do you want to go? And Jeff hadn't been caught yet. So he says, we want to stay. And the cop says, you can't stay. And Jeff says, you tell his father we're staying and we'll leave. And the guy looked at us both, and Jeff says, he'll have you in there for an hour.
No kidding.
So the cop agrees. My dad comes out, and he looks at both of us, and he just says, don't drink your beers under a street light.
You were under a street light. No kidding. Oh, my gosh.
So he takes off. We come back, and he says you can't stay, and that's the night we found out that half our friends were gay.
You can't just throw that one in there.
Why?
Half your friends are gay.
Yeah. It was
Wow.
interesting, to say the least. We needed a place to stay. So our buddy Steve worked at Arby's or something like that, and they were up all night at Arby's. So.
All right.